Hello everyone, welcome to my channel InstaMaths. Today in this video we'll be discussing about equivalence class and how to find a number of functions, whether it may be 1 1, 1 2 or bijective. Okay, so first of all let us see what is equivalence class. So first of all let us see the definition. Okay, so let R be an equivalence relation. So I am considering a equivalence relation on a set A. Okay, so I am considering an equivalence relation on a set A. Then the equivalence class of any element A belongs to that set, okay, is denoted by either you can write like this will be the notation of equivalence class of A, okay, or you can write CLA. So this will be the notation of equivalence class of A, okay, and is given by I am taking the first notation, equivalence class of A. It is a set, okay. Actually equivalence class of any element will be a set only, so it will contain those elements which are related to A, okay, so A comma X belongs to R, okay. So I will have to write those elements from the set which are related to A. If A comma X is related, if X comma A comma X is belonging to that relation, then I can write X here in that set, okay. So this will be the definition of equivalence class. So let's see an example of equivalence class, okay. So I have taken this example. R is given like this, X comma Y such that X minus Y is divisible by 3. If X minus Y is divisible by 3, then only X comma Y will be in the relation, okay, and this relation will be an equivalence relation. I am taking it is an equivalence relation on Z, okay. So I have taken this example and I want to find the equivalence class of 2, okay. So here we have the set Z. You all know that this is the set of integers, okay. I am writing the set of integers here, okay, set of integers, it will be 0, minus 1 like that, 1, minus 2 like that, it will go on like this, 2, it will go on like this. So set of integers. Why I am writing like this, I will show you. This is the set, means we used to take A like that, isn't it? Relation on A like that. So here in place of A it is the set of integers, okay. So we want to find the equivalence class of 2. So what is the formula? Class of any element A belongs to A is contains those elements which are related to A. Those elements which are related to A means A comma X must be in the relation, okay. So in this case, in our relation, X comma Y will lie in relation only if X minus Y is divisible by 3, isn't it? So here A comma X will be belonging to the relation if their subtraction is divisible by 3, okay. So if I want to find the equivalence relation of 2, so I will have to see those elements. Here which after subtraction will be divisible by 3. So you can see I can put here 2, isn't it? So 2 minus 2 will be 0. So 2 minus 2 will be 0, and it will be divisible by 3. So you can get elements here. The value of x will be 2. So I can write here, say 2 somewhere here 2. Okay, I will be getting many elements, that's why I am writing in the middle of the set. So x can be 2 minus what? It will give you divisible by 3. That one you'll have to see, isn't it? So 2 minus, you can take 3 you cannot take, 4 we cannot take, 5. 2 minus 5 will give you what? Minus 3. So divisible by 3, isn't it? So I can take 5 like that. 2 minus again how much? 2 minus 8 will be 6, divisible by 3. So I can write here 2 minus 8. So x values, these are the x values. So x values will be the class of 2. Okay, so I am writing the values of x here. So similarly you can write, you can take 2 minus what? 2 minus, here I can take, in place of x I can take minus 1. So 2 minus minus 1 will be 3, isn't it? So 3 is divisible by 3. So I can take minus 1 here. Again 2 minus what? 2 minus minus 1 is 3, isn't it? Divisible by 3. So I have written here minus 1. Similarly you can get, so we can get here minus 4 also. So x value, if I will take minus 4, then 2 minus minus 4 will be plus 6, which is divisible by 3. So I will have to look for those values of x which after subtraction with 2 will be divisible by 3. Okay, so in that way you can find the elements. So it will, more elements I will be getting here. Yes, I am writing some elements here. It will be going like this, more elements, because the set which we have taken, it is an infinite set. So the class of 2 also will contain elements which will be infinite number of elements. Okay, so similarly you can find other also. If I find, say for example, class of 3, say for example I am finding class of 3, so you'll have to look numbers which after subtraction with 3 it will be divisible by 3. Okay, so 3 minus 3 will be 0, divisible by 3. After that 3 minus what? 6, isn't it? Will be minus 3, which is divisible by 3. So likewise you can get here also 3 minus what? 3 minus, I can get 0. So 3 minus 0 will give you 3. So it is divisible by 3. So I can write here 0. The value of x can be 0. Okay, similarly you can get 3 minus 1, 2, 3. If I will subtract 3 minus 3, I have done 3 minus 3. Okay, 3 minus 3 if I will do, so it will be 6. So it is divisible by 3. So I can write minus 3 here. Likewise it will go on like this. Okay, so we can find the equivalence class of any element belonging to the Z. Okay, so I have found the equivalence class of 2, 3, and I have shown you how I have got. So always remember that equivalence class of an element, say for example I have written here 2, this will be containing elements which are related to 2. Okay, so minus 4 is related to 2. Why it is related to? Because 2 minus minus 4 will give you a number which is divisible by 3. Again 2 is related to minus 1 because 2 minus minus 1 is giving you 3, which is divisible by 3. So our relation is defined like that, that x minus y is divisible by 3, then only x comma y will lie in relation R. So in that way you can write the equivalence relation, equivalence class of any element of that set. Okay, so hope you have understood. So now let's discuss the number of functions. Okay, so number of functions, I'm writing the heading number of functions. Okay, number of functions. So let me consider a function. Let f from a to b be a function where cardinality of a is equal to p, I am taking, and cardinality of b, I am taking q. So I am considering a function from a to b. Okay, let f from a to b be a function where the cardinality of a is equal to p, I am taking. Cardinality means the number of elements of a, how many number of elements of a are there. So I am taking p elements are there in a. Say for example q elements are there in b, like that. So cardinality of a is p, cardinality of b is q, I have taken. So if I am taking a function whose cardinality of a is b and p and cardinality of b is q, then the total number of functions will be equal to, you'll have to write cardinality of b to the power cardinality of a. So this formula will give you the total number of functions from a to b. Okay, this formula will give you the total number of functions from a to b. So as I have mentioned, cardinality of b is q and cardinality of a is p, so I can write here q to the power p. Okay, so this will be the total number of functions from a to b. So you'll have to remember this formula, and whenever a question is asked, you can use this formula and you will get the answer. So do remember this formula. Now we will see the number of one functions, number of onto functions, number of bijections, okay, bijective functions. So in order to know those things, we will be dealing with the cardinality of a and cardinality of b. If the cardinality of a is less than cardinality of b, then the conditions will be different, and if the cardinality of a is greater than the cardinality of b, then the conditions will be different. See the condition when the cardinality of a is less than cardinality of b. Okay, so as I have taken cardinality of a is equal to p and cardinality of b is equal to q, so I am writing here that is p less than q. So whenever p is less than q, then what will be the condition, and how many one functions we will be getting, how many onto functions we will be getting, and how many bijective functions we will be getting. Okay, so we will have to find what number of one functions. Okay, after that number of onto functions, and number of bijective functions. Okay, so we'll have to find these three things. Okay, number of one functions, number of onto functions, number of bijective functions. So how many are they? Let us see. Whenever the condition is number of elements of a is less than number of elements of b. Okay, so say I am having elements in A, lesser elements than B. Okay, so for example, I have here B, A, B, C. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I take an example like this, then it is very clear that number of elements of A is 3 here, number of elements of B is 5 here. So cardinality of A is lesser than cardinality of B. Okay, so here if you just look at, then you will notice that you can form 1 functions here. 1 function can be formed, but onto function is not possible. It will never be possible. So whenever the set domain is smaller than the codomain, at that time onto function is not possible. So this thing you'll have to know. Say for example, 1 function is possible. You can see I can do this is 1 function. So domain is not left out, so it is a function and it is 1 function. Okay, so say for example I want to make another function like this. This will also be a function only. Okay, but it is not 1. This will be any other function other than 1 onto. Okay, so 1 function is possible here, but onto function is not possible. Onto means what? All the elements in set B must be related with the elements of set A, isn't it? So that is never possible. If I want to relate all these elements with the set A, then it will be no longer a function, isn't it? So onto function is not possible here. Okay, onto function is not possible here, and so number of onto functions will be 0. Okay, and if the number of onto functions are 0, then the number of bijections will be also 0, isn't it? Because bijections means 1 onto. So number of bijective functions also will be 0. Now how to find a number of 1 function? You will have to just use the formula QP, small p I have taken. So cardinality of B, P, cardinality of A. So we are using the permutation formula. So it will be how much? It will be nothing but factorial Q by factorial Q minus P. So use this formula and you will get the number of 1 functions. Okay, so you will get number of 1 functions whenever the domain is smaller than the codomain. So you can keep in mind, that is the cardinality of A is less than cardinality of B. So this was the first case where you have got number of on-one functions, number of onto functions will be 0, and number of bijective functions will be 0. So let us see the next case, number 2. So whenever cardinality of A is greater than cardinality of B, let us see what we will get here. The cardinality of A is greater here, so the set A will be greater than set B. Okay, so say for example I am writing here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. Say for example here I am writing an A element only, 1 element only, say for example. Okay, so this is smaller, isn't it? So if you want to form functions here, then I can form a function like this, like this. It will be a function. The possible way to form a function will be this one only, isn't it? If I am not relating this, say for example I am leaving 5 here, then it will be no longer a function, so I will have to relate with A. So many one is possible. All the elements can be related with A. It is possible in function because many one is possible. Okay, so here onto is possible because in set B no element is left out, so onto is possible, but 1 is not possible. If you want to try to make 1 function here, if you try to make 1 function here, say this is 1 function, if you are thinking that it is 1 function, then it's wrong, because this elements are left out. So in the first set the elements can't be left out, is not it? If the elements in the first set is left out, it will no longer be a function. Okay, so here 1 1 function cannot be formed whenever the set A is greater than set B. Then 1 1 function is not possible, onto function is possible. Okay, so here 1 1 function will be, number of 1 1 function is 0, and so the number of bijective functions will also be 0. Okay, is it clear? And total number of onto functions can be found out by using the formula. So we have total number of functions, how much? Q to the power p, isn't it? Minus, what you'll have to do? Q C1 Q minus 1 to the power p, like that you'll have to write it. After that, here it is plus, so next term you will write minus QC2 Q minus 2 to the power p. Next, if you want to write, then it will be plus QC3 Q minus 3 whole to the power p, minus, like that it will go on. Okay, so by using this formula you can find a number of onto functions whenever the cardinality of A is greater than cardinality of B. Okay, now let's see the third case, that is whenever cardinality of A is equal to cardinality of B. Okay, in this case number of 1 1 functions will be factorial n, factorial p. Okay, it will be the factorial of number of elements of A. So factorial p, number of onto functions will be also factorial p, and number of bijections also will be factorial p. So you can use this formula in order to find the number of 1 1 function, onto function, bijective functions, okay, whenever cardinality is same. Okay, so in the next video I will be discussing problems related to this class, and also I will be discussing the important problems on the first chapter, that is relation and functions, all the important problems which may be coming in the board and which are very important for the board. So I will be discussing those questions. So hope you will visit my channel and watch those videos which will benefit you. Thank you.